Good morning. I'm Karen Farmer White, Chair of the State Board of Education, and I'd like to reconvene the recessed public hearing on the Erie County Community College plan. Ms. Jones, would you please call roll for attendance?
Mr. Agris?
Here.
Honorable Achel?
Here.
Dr. Barker?
Present.
Mr. Barrett?
Here.
Dr. Bracy Green?
Here.
Dr. Carnicella?
Here.
Senator Ginneman? Ms. Dungy Glenn?
Here.
Ms. Griffin?
Here.
Dr. Gunther Smith?
Here.
Dr. Keeling?
Here.
Honorable Lolly Green?
Present.
Senator Langerholk?
Here.
Dr. Perry?
Here.
Representative Roebuck? Representative Sonny?
Here.
Ms. Swigard? Ms. Farmer White?
Here.
Dr. Williams?
Here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Before we begin, I'd like to remind all the participants that this hearing is being recorded both by a court reporter and through the video recording feature available through Zoom's webinar platform. We will continue this hearing this morning with the next item identified on our agenda, cross-examination by the Northern Pennsylvania Regional College and Senator Joseph Scarlatti. I'd like to recognize Kevin Hall, counsel to the NPRC, and Adam Santucci, counsel to Senator Scarlatti. Staff will begin timing the 30 minutes allocated to you for cross-examination now, and I will give you a warning when you are nearing the end of your time. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman Farmer White and members of the State Board. If I could, before our time begins, we would like to make it an objection for the record. Yesterday, Erie County and Empower Erie witnesses Kathy Delkemper, Michael Batchelor, James Grunke, and Bishop Dwayne Brock all offered opinion testimony on the ultimate question before this board. That is, each testified regarding whether Erie County's application should be approved. However, none of those witnesses were offered as expert witnesses, and none of these witnesses were qualified as expert witnesses. Therefore, we make a motion to strike their testimony regarding whether Erie County has sufficient wealth to support the proposed community college, whether Erie County has a sufficient population to support the enrollment, whether Erie County's needs are already being met by institutions of higher education, and ultimately their opinions whether the application should be approved. Thank you. We are now prepared to call Kathy Delkemper for purposes of cross-examination.
Okay. I need to swear. Raise your hand again to be sworn, please. Do you swear the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Good morning, Ms. Delkemper.
Good morning.
Yesterday, you testified that you were the Erie County executive when Erie County requested to be included in the NPRC service territory. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. You also testified that the NPRC broke off discussions with Erie County regarding a proposed compromise regarding the community college. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. The staff that you appointed to the committee to enter into those discussions did recommend approval of the memorandum of agreement that was marked as NPRC Exhibit 4, correct?
I have not had a chance to look at the NPRC exhibits, so I can't really speak to that directly. I can read it now if you'd like me to.
Sure.
This is NPRC Exhibit 4.
Yes. Your staff recommended approval of that memorandum of agreement, correct?
As I said, I haven't had a chance to look at your exhibits, so I'm just looking at it right now to see if it aligns with the memorandum of agreement that we had put forward. Again, I haven't read this whole document, so I'm just looking through here to see. This appears to be the memorandum of agreement that we had put forward.
And you also supported the memorandum of agreement, correct?
I'm sorry, could you repeat
You
that?
also supported that memorandum of agreement, correct?
I supported him, yes, I did as a county executive. Mhm.
And it was county council that disapproved that MOA, correct?
That is correct, and we are a dual legislature government, so county council has to approve anything that the county executive brings forward. That is true.
You supported the memorandum of agreement because you recognize that the NPRC could meet the needs of Erie County, correct?
So again, there was discussions that went forward. Throughout those discussions, there was many concerns that were brought up from myself and my staff who were working on this memorandum of agreement. The Honorable Governor Tom Wolf had asked us to please try to find a way to meld the two models and bring them together. And out of respect for the governor, we worked very diligently to try to find something that would be feasible to continue on with talks and to continue to try to find a way to meet the needs of Erie County. So this was a beginning. This was a beginning to look at a way to bring these together. But again, it was very clear in those meetings, my staff made it very clear to the NPRC representatives that anything brought forward would have to be agreed upon by county council, and that this memorandum of agreement would be difficult to pass through. But unfortunately, because NPRC
That's okay. If we can move on. Did you hear Dr. Fleming's testimony?
Objection, Your Honor. Madam Chair, she was not done her answer, and I think it's fair. If the question's relevant in the eyes of the opposition, we should hear the full answer. Every board member should allow Ms. Dowkemper to complete her answer.
And with all due respect, I asked a yes or no question, and I only have 30 minutes for cross-examination. She answered the question yes, and I was hoping to move on with the rest of the questioning.
She has every right to explain her answer, and that's what she was doing.
I can be very succinct here at the end. There was 4 issues that continued to plague this agreement, and they had to do with a brick-and-mortar facility that NPRC told was not in their DNA, and they did not want to be part of owning it or even leasing it. There was a governance issue. We had 2 members on a 15-member board of trustees when we have 49% of the population, and NPRC was not even willing to agree to put a 3rd member on when they had an opening. There was the issue of scalability that we've talked about already, and the 4th was the finance piece when we asked for $2 million that had been appropriated to NPRC in the budget last year. It was our understanding that was for the work that we were trying to accomplish together, and NPRC was not willing to designate that $2 million to Erie County.
You heard Dr. Fleming testify yesterday that had the NPRC approved the MOA as proposed by Erie County, it would not be eligible for accreditation, correct?
I heard her say that, but I don't know what she has to follow that up on, because it was absolutely never brought up in any discussions that I was aware of. I was not in those rooms for discussion. The only witness here that was Mr. Joe Maloney, but I had never heard that before. That was said by Ms. Fleming yesterday.
Testified yesterday that Erie County has unique educational needs due to its urban and suburban core, correct?
That's correct.
But you agree that Erie County has proposed to offer 5 of the same 6 courses that are being offered by the NPRC, correct?
The names are similar, but the coursework is going to be different in terms of a brick-and-mortar facility versus an online type of learning, which we know is often very difficult for those who maybe are more challenged by their living conditions, by the family dynamics, and by a number of things that can make it difficult for a student to move on in their education.
Erie County proposed offering business administration, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Education?
I'm sorry, I can't hear it.
An education program? Education degree?
Again, I need to go back and look at the course offerings that are in our exhibit if you want me to do that.
But you testified that the application does include 5 of the same 6 programs that are offered by the NPRC, correct?
Again, I haven't compared the 2 recently, so I can't speak directly to that.
So you also testified that Erie County doesn't have a community college within 100 miles, correct?
That is correct.
that because you were not aware that the NPRC has 5 physical locations in Erie County?
First of all, NPRC has told me over and over again that they are not a community college. That has been said by their president, Joe Nairn, and by other members of their staff. And they are not a community college. I am the county executive here in Erie County. When they mention there are 5 brick-and-mortar facilities, I'm like, where are they? I have no idea, and I'm the county executive. And now they're talking about buying a workforce center when we were going to purchase and own a workforce center here in Erie County, and they were not willing to even lease that building back. They wanted to just pay us for the time, the hours that they were teaching in there, and the rest of the burden of that building was going to be on Erie County. So I'd like to know where these brick-and-mortar facilities are. As the county executive, it would be very good if NPRC would inform me as the chief elected official here.
Absolutely, but you're aware now that there are 5 physical locations in Erie County, correct?
I'm not aware of that. I only heard Ms. Fleming say that yesterday. I'm not aware. I don't know where they're at. I see nothing that has listed their addresses. I have no idea if they have them. Are they talking about the education that I know they've given in some of our high schools? For example, out in Girard, they have been in the Girard High School doing coursework for the seniors there, which is great for the seniors at that high school, but that's not serving the workforce needs that we need in Erie County. So I'm not sure what they mean by 5 brick-and-mortar facilities.
Are you also aware that NPRC students must report to a physical location for classes?
Yes, I am aware of that, and I've been interested to know what they're doing during COVID-19. I would love to know that.
What community college services is the NPRC not providing?
What community college services are they not providing?
Yes.
They are not providing remedial work that I am aware of in any scalability for the needs. They are not providing some of the workforce hands-on technical programs that our businesses are saying they need. I'll give an example, welding. I don't believe they're providing welding. There's CNC machining, a number of those type of courseworks where you need a workforce center to train people up, and those are some of the largest needs that we have in our community.
But they are offering 2-year degree programs, correct?
I believe they are.
They are offering workforce development programs, correct?
I'm not completely aware of all of their course offerings. Unfortunately, I have not had a meeting with NPRC about that in quite some time.
And it also offers workforce development programs, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
And you're not aware if the NPRC offers college prep programs?
I am not aware. Again, I have not had any meetings with NPRC. Aldo Jackson, who I know very well, and sit on a workforce development board with me, has not asked to meet with me, has not explained what their curriculum is in Erie County. Neither has Ms. Fleming. So as the county executive, I would expect that they would reach out to me and let me know what they are doing, and they have not done that. So I can't really speak to what they're doing because they have not been communicating with us.
And how could you reach the conclusion that Erie County's needs are not being adequately served?
Because study after study by experts, people who look at our entire community, including most recently in something called the Garner Report, said that community college needs are not being met here in Erie County. And so I look to those experts and to those studies that have been done really for almost 2 decades now. And most recently, the Garner Report just continues to build on the case that the residents of Erie County not only need, but they deserve a community college. Community colleges that we've been paying for decades here and have not had access to.
Thank you. We have no further questions for Ms. Delcamper. We'd just like to know for the record that the Garner Report was not admitted into the evidence. We'd like to call Ms. Nicole Parker for cross-examination.
Parker, can you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Good morning, Ms. Parker.
Good morning.
Thank you for your time this morning.
Sure.
You were paid for the preparation of your report and the update you provided, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the update that you provided indicates that there are abundance of college choices in the Erie County area, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You testified yesterday that you relied on iPads data to help you form the conclusions that you reached in your report and the update, correct?
Yes.
Were you aware that the NPRC does not yet report its data to iPads?
Yes, I was. It was challenging actually for me to get a handle on the iPads data, so I had to rely on goerie.com and information that was requested in, I don't know what you call it in Pennsylvania, but the Sunshine Law to get information about what was going on at NPRC.
But you agree with me, though, that because the NPRC data was not in iPads, your report is missing critical information regarding the NPRC, correct?
No, I do not. I think that the information that I have right here about the cost annually per semester of $4,540 and $185 per credit is accurate, and the number of students and programs that you have is where, when someone testified yesterday, is exactly what I thought it was.
But you don't have the student success information that iPads would have provided, correct?
I didn't look at the student success data as a part of my numbers. I was looking at enrollment figures. I looked at where people were graduating, what they were enrolled in terms of programs, but the number of your students at NPRC was where I expected them to be. I wasn't looking at if people had graduated. I think that you had 4 graduates the last semester.
You didn't note in your report that the NPRC has 5 physical locations in Erie County, correct?
That's correct.
And you didn't note in your report that the NPRC has a dean dedicated to Erie County programming and Erie County students, correct?
I did not, but I did not note that for other schools either. So that wasn't a part of what I was looking at.
And you didn't note in your report that the NPRC requires each student to attend class at a physical location, correct?
I did not, but I did not note that for other schools either.
And you did not note in your report that the NPRC has 20% of its students present with the instructor during any class, correct?
I did not, but I did not denote that for other schools either who offer online learning.
And you didn't note in your report that the NPRC provides every student a laptop for their use, correct?
No, I did not, but I did not do that for the other schools either.
And you did not note in your report that the NPRC is in fact utilizing intrusive advising methodology that you discussed yesterday, correct?
I did not.
You referred to that as IPASS?
IPASS, correct.
And you heard Dr. Fleming testify that the NPRC does use intrusive advising for its students, correct?
I did not hear her say specifically IPASS, and also I'm not sure where that information would have been available for NPRC. I did reach out to the school when I was doing the update in February, left a message, left an email, and no one returned my calls to gather this kind of information.
Correct. You reached out at about 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon and requested it by noon the next day, correct?
I don't recall noon the next day, no, but we were on a deadline for February 7th to get these reports submitted, and I stick to my deadlines.
Okay. Did you review the NPRC's course offerings prior to completing your report?
If you mean online, yes, I did.
Okay. And you agree that the Erie County application has proposed to offer 5 of the 6 programs that are currently being offered by the NPRC, correct?
I think technically what you're saying is true, but the nuances of the offerings are different. And if you want to go into that, I would suggest you speak with Dr. Church.
Thank you. Erie County also proposed to offer a number of the same workforce development programs, correct?
Similar but different in nature and provision of the teaching.
You also testified yesterday that there's a need for affordable community college services in Erie County, correct?
That's correct.
Is it your testimony that the NPRC is not affordable?
My testimony is that NPRC is not a community college. And to talk to you about this market, if I'm wrong, then someone should reach out to Jamestown Community College and ask them why they took out a full-page ad on Sunday, on the opposite side of the Erie County Community College article, looking for students 100 miles away. There's also a billboard between Iroquois High School and Harbor Creek High School on Nagle Road saying, please students, we know you need help. So I think that NPRC is an offering in the community, but it is not a community college.
So you agree that it's affordable then?
Comparatively speaking, to the others, yes, but it's still out of reach for many of the students living in Erie County. When you look at the poverty rate of 15.3%, that $4,500, roughly $9,000 a year plus fees is still out of reach for a lot of students.
You testified that the NPRC uses a distance learning model, correct?
That's correct.
But that was before you were aware that every student reports to a physical location, correct?
I think you need to be very careful when you say that, because distance learning is what a lot of colleges and universities have had to do now, and what they're planning for the fall. So I think that really Distance learning in the fall is going to be what every college and university with labs has to provide. So if the question I have back for you is, how often are they reporting in person? Is that once, at the beginning? It's, are they showing up for labs? What does that mean exactly?
Luckily, I get to ask the questions today,
Sure.
Ms. Parker. So you'll agree with me then that if every college and university is transitioning to more of an online model, that the NPRC is uniquely well situated to continue to deliver effective services, correct?
Not necessarily. We've seen through research that the students are unhappy with the distance learning. And if you go back to the research that I did for this, people valued that hands-on, in-person teaching and instruction. They wanted to be in a classroom with other people. So I think that from my perspective, NPRC's model is now competing with every other college and university in the state, offering the same type of education. But what the students really want, and it's been shown in the Chronicle of Higher Education, is they want to be in person and learning, hands-on.
And you agree with me that those conclusions were reached before you were aware that there are 5 physical locations in Erie County, correct?
Sir, I'm not even aware that there are 5 physical locations or what that means. I think that could be the office building that you are, having administration. I don't know what that means to say 5 physical locations.
But this was also before you were aware that NPRC has a physical location within 15 miles of every one of its students, correct?
I did not know that.
And this was before you were aware that the NPRC uses the intrusive advising methodology, correct?
I would have to see proof of that.
Okay. So you agree with me that the NPRC is offering the same programs and services based on Dr. Fleming's testimony that you identified as critical to the urban student population, correct?
No, I don't know that because I've not seen evidence of that. I've heard evidence, but I've not seen evidence.
You testified that colleges and universities need to rely on new and unique ways of delivering services, correct?
Correct.
And you would agree with me that the NPRC is utilizing new and unique ways to deliver services, correct?
I don't necessarily know if they're new and unique. I think the model is new and unique to not have a freestanding college space, but the methods are pretty, distance learning like this has been in place for quite a long time.
Thank you very much for your time, Ms. Parker. I appreciate it. We'd
Sure.
like to call Dr. Roy Church for cross-examination, please.
Where's Mr. Church? Okay. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Morning, Dr. Church.
Morning.
Thank you for your time and your testimony.
Thank you.
Yesterday, you testified that there will be a duplication of services in Erie County if the application is approved, correct?
There will be services that are in Erie County that are similar to, and sometimes even have the same name as the offerings proposed in the plan for Erie County Community College, yes.
And you testified that some duplication was appropriate, correct?
That's correct. Some duplication is warranted, and other duplication may be deleterious.
And you agree that the NPRC is providing some of the community college services that are outlined in the Erie County application, correct?
Yes.
At the time that you completed your report, you were not aware that the NPRC had 5 physical locations in Erie County, correct?
Correct.
Did you know that the NPRC students were required to report to a physical location?
I had heard that in some of my discussions with the NPRC staff. We had the good fortune of holding a number of hearings around Erie County when we were vetting the proposed plan, and Dr. Nairn and other staff from NPRC were in attendance or participated in some of those conversations. And each time they were there, I reached out to them to try to understand their approach and their model a little better than what I could find in the written documents.
And you were also paid by Empower Erie for your services in preparing the report, correct?
Correct.
And in support of the application?
Correct.
And this is the first community college that you've worked on in Pennsylvania, correct?
Correct.
The Erie County application indicates that it intends to offer 19 major programs with only 12 full-time faculty, correct?
Initially.
So the 12 full-time faculty will be responsible for teaching courses in 19 different major programs?
You know, as a startup, the intent would be to have full-time faculty with the critical expertise necessary to develop coursework and the curriculum and the instructional approach, and to work with the academic administrative staff to secure faculty to actually deliver the courses. Some would be delivered by the full-time faculty. We envision that roughly half of the curriculum of the coursework would be delivered by full-time faculty, and the other half by adjunct faculty.
And so it's your understanding that Erie County would be able to find 12 full-time faculty who have enough experience in different programs to develop the curriculum needed for 19 programs?
We believe that, in fact, would be the case. Now, one of the realities is in some of the smaller programs, we may well be able to hire a qualified adjunct faculty member to do curriculum development work as well as instructional delivery work. So the 12 full-time faculty would create a core that would enable us to get the curriculum up and running and to provide appropriate academic supervision of the overall program delivery.
During your time at Lorraine Community College, how many programs did you have?
You know, I haven't reviewed that recently. I suspect it's in the 60-plus range.
How many full-time faculty did you have?
114 when I left.
So you agree that the number of full-time faculty in the Erie County application is inadequate, correct?
It's adequate for initiating a comprehensive community college curriculum.
You also testified that the economy is being digitized, correct?
Correct.
So you would agree with me that a community college that uses digital tools to teach its students would be ideal, correct?
Most community colleges today utilize digital technology as part of their in-person delivery system, as well as providing a set of online offerings.
Excuse me, Mr. Santucci, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairperson. And in fact, Dr. Church, that's why you started an online or e-learning program at Lorraine College, correct? Lorraine Community College.
Yeah, we started online delivery as soon as the technology became sufficient to be able to provide opportunities to students that enhanced the learning opportunities that they would have through other delivery modes. And the reality is that online learning is an appropriate and desirable complement to land-based person-to-person instruction. You know, we have a multiplicity of learners, and many learn in different styles with different approaches, and so we've tried to match the opportunities through the delivery systems to meet the needs of the most students possible. And online learning is one of those alternatives. That's one of the reasons that we have advocated for the continued success of NPRC. They will serve and meet the needs of some students. And Erie County has such a deficit in higher education attainment that we need to have all higher education resources that are available, providing as much educational delivery as possible.
Dr. Church, thank you very much for your time and your testimony this morning. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Chairman Farmer White, given the time, we have no additional cross-examination. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll move to cross-examination by Erie County and Empower Erie. I'd like to recognize Michael Winfield and James Kurtz counsel to the Erie County, and David Hittinger, counsel to Empower Erie. Staff will begin timing the 30 minutes allocated to you for your cross-examination now, and I'll give you warning when you're nearing the end of your time.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
We wish to first talk to witness Greg Mahan.
Dan? Do you swear the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Sir, you testified yesterday about particular legislation that was passed by the General Assembly relating to limiting funds for community colleges for next year. Is that correct?
Yes.
And am I correct that that bill that became a law was House Bill 2012? Oh, excuse me, 1210.
I'm not familiar with the number.
Okay. Were you involved at all in any way, shape, or form in the passage of that bill as it existed upon approval?
Did not work very much on the school code at all. From a legislative perspective, another individual in our office is assigned school code duty.
Okay, but someone from Intervenor Scarlatti's office was involved in that bill, correct?
As that Senator Scarlatti is the ranking officer of the Senate of Pennsylvania, our office is involved at the highest levels of almost every piece of legislation that is passed by the Senate.
Let me ask you about that. When this honorable board met in early May, last month, House Bill 1210 had not become law, had it?
Objection. The witness testified that he's not familiar with House Bill 1210, so he's not in a position to answer questions about it.
I would suggest that he can say he doesn't know.
Well, could you repeat the question, please?
Sir, was House Bill 1210 law at the time this honorable board met in May and voted to hold a hearing in June?
I can't say.
What are you saying? I cannot hear you, sir. You're too far from the mic.
I do not know the answer to that question.
Do you know whether or not the bill was adopted in late May of 2020?
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the bill by the bill number.
You're familiar with the bill enough to know that there was a bill that was passed that prohibits Erie County from receiving funds because it was not a community college last year, correct?
That I do know, correct.
Okay, and you learned that in preparation for coming here yesterday to testify that that's a negative in terms of whether Erie County's application should be approved, correct?
Bill that you're speaking of, I know it to be the school code. I'm sorry, I can't tell you the number of the bill. We introduce 1,500 pieces of legislation every 2 years in the Senate, 2,000 bills in the House. I'm not familiar with the numbers. The school code for 3 consecutive fiscal years has carried language, it's a euphemism that we use in our world, carried language that ensures that the 14 existing community colleges continue to be funding at levels they've had over the years.
I agree with you entirely. And if I were to represent to you at the time this board met in May, House Bill 1220 did not contain the additional additive provision that funding would only be for schools that had received funding in prior years, you would have no reason to dispute that, would you?
Without independently checking, I can't say for sure when that language was added.
If I were to tell you that an amendment was put in on May 28th, 2020, which said if you didn't get funding last year as a community college, you don't get funding this year, would you have any reason to dispute that?
I'm going to object that assumes facts that are not in evidence and is not directly before this witness.
I will represent to the members of this board they're all matters of public record. And the Senate
Objection overruled.
And the Senate Appropriations Committee amended the bill so as to eliminate Erie County from funding, arguendo the constitutional of that effort. So you don't know about that, but you knew enough, sir, to tell this board there's a problem with granting Erie its application because they're not going to get funding. You knew that, didn't you?
Familiar with the language. I'm familiar with an omnibus amendment that was put into the school code for fiscal year 2021. Again, without going online and looking up the bill number or checking the legislative history, I can't tell you the dates. But conceptually, there's an omnibus amendment that is amended into a school code bill every year that we pass in conjunction with the General Appropriations Act. And for the third consecutive year, there's been language that ensures the 14 existing community colleges receive the funding that the General Assembly appropriates and the governor signs into law.
The original purpose of that bill, sir, was to ensure that the funding levels provided last year to community colleges would remain the same this year, correct?
I'm not sure if I understand the question.
I'll try it again. Am I not correct that the purpose of House Bill 1210 was to ensure that community colleges who received funding last year would receive those same level of fundings this year?
I believe that's correct, yes.
Okay. And that's what the bill provided for until after this board's meeting in May, when it was amended so as to eliminate any opportunity for Erie County to be included in funding, correct?
Again, I can't speak to the dates as to when any of this transpired. I will say again, an omnibus amendment was adopted by the General Assembly that included several provisions of the school code, including ensuring that the 14 community colleges received the money that was appropriated by the General Assembly for fiscal year 2021.
So what is RACP?
Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program.
And that is a program that allows the governor to provide funds for capital projects, does it not?
It is a grant program administered by the governor for, I would say, economic development projects, but that's a very broad term in this context.
And you are aware from yesterday's testimony that the governor wrote correspondence saying he'd be willing to fund Erie County, correct?
Well, he wrote a letter saying that he did not do so with his proposed budget.
No, he was presented with that budget on the 11th hour by Mr. Scarlatti and others with that catchy amendment in it.
That's argumentative, and it assumes facts not into the record.
Sir, let me ask you directly. You spoke to us at length about legislative history and the like. NPRC is not a community college under state law, is it?
It does everything a community college does. It just does not have the word community in its name.
Is that your testimony under oath, sir?
It is. It's a 2-year institution, open enrollment, affordable technical training certificate program, and 2-year degrees. It is everything a community college is as far as its offerings go.
Does NPRC have to have a local sponsor who's got money in the game?
It does not.
Does not. Not quite the same as a community college, is it?
With respect to funding, it would not be.
In fact, NPRC and its future existence is at the whim of the General Assembly and the governor, is it not? 98% of its funding comes from state tax dollar appropriations, correct?
I can't speak to the percentage, but I can say that, like so many other institutions of higher education, it's subject to an annual appropriation of the General Assembly.
Does a single community in the 9-county area contribute funding or have a duty to provide funding to NPRC?
There's no duty. I cannot speak to if anybody has made any donations.
Okay. That would be a significant difference between what a community college and the community college law requires. Would you agree with me?
And on the funding side of the discussion, yes.
So when you talk about issues such as funding, the point is that NPRC's continued existence into the future is wholly dependent upon the General Assembly agreeing to continue to fund its existence. Would that be a fair statement?
Just like the state system of higher education, other higher education institutions, it does require an annual appropriation from the General Assembly.
Sir, is your answer to my question yes?
Objection, he answered the question just like the NPR or the Empower here in the Erie County witnesses were allowed to testify as to their answers. I believe our witnesses should be allowed to testify as to their answers as well. Question was asked and answered.
No, the question was avoided, but I'll move on. I think the board understands.
The question was answered by saying, just like other colleges and universities, it relies on state funding from the General Assembly, just like other institutions throughout the Commonwealth. That was the answer.
Be happy to hear from the witness if you don't mind, sir. How much had Erie anticipated in its startup year of operation, Mr. Mahan?
Anticipated, not sure what you mean by that. What did they anticipate?
Well, yeah, look at their amended plan. How much was Erie expecting from the state in year zero, the startup year?
Do we have an exhibit number, please, Mr. Kutz, so we can pull it up?
Well, first of all, am I correct that without looking at it, he doesn't know?
Without reviewing.
We're not even sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about the Erie County application?
I'm talking about the amended plan, which is Exhibit 6.
Erie County Exhibit 6?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you could please give us a minute to pull that up, and we'll put it in front of the witness.
Okay, can you move on, please?
Sir, if I were to tell you that under the updated plan, the county was expecting 1.1 million, would you have any reason to dispute that?
I have not reviewed the plan. I can't speak to it.
Now, you're a trustee of the NPRC. How much do you know about the bricks and mortar facilities in Erie County currently?
With respect to NPR, if you're meaning NPRC sites throughout the 9 counties, there are 5 locations in Erie County where students report every day for classes.
Do you know whether or not NPRC owns any land or buildings in Erie County?
NPRC does not.
Do you know whether it possesses any long-term leases in Erie County?
That I'm not sure of.
Sir, do you know how many Erie residents were full-time students, meaning they took 12 credit hours or more at NPRC in this spring semester of 2020?
I do not.
Do you know whether it's more than 10?
I do not.
Okay. If I were to tell you it's 5, would you have any reason to dispute that?
Objection asked and answered. He said he doesn't know. Dr. Fleming would be in a position to answer those questions.
Fine, I will ask Dr. Fleming. Sir, would you agree with me that per the very exhibits you have produced in this matter, that Erie County is not a county that would be designated as rural?
I can't speak to that either. I don't know what determines what's a rural county and what is not.
Would you agree with me, sir, that a cornerstone of a local community college is the presence of a local public sponsor who operates the colleges and is financially obligated to support that college as well?
On the funding side, I'm familiar with the three-legged stool argument. I don't know that that necessarily should be required if we're just trying to educate individuals.
And I take it Mr. Scarlatti was not here yesterday and he's not here today, is that correct?
Yesterday he was in Harrisburg on legislative duty. The Senate was in session. Today he is in his district.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. We would next like to talk to, I believe it's Dr. I apologize if I didn't say that previously, Dr. Linda Fleming.
Raise your right hand to be sworn. The testimony about give the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Dr. Fleming, good morning. Looking forward to it. Is she up there? She's in the same room, so teaching. Upper right corner. Okay. Ms. Fleming, can you identify one location in Erie County that is owned by NPRC?
NPRC does not own any facilities in Erie County or any other county.
Can you name me one location in Erie where NPRC has a long-term lease?
We are finalizing a long-term lease at a facility that had significant higher education opportunities in the past. It has a consistent bus service every 30 minutes during the day and through the evening to that location. We are finalizing that contract, and that should be available in August, and we will begin our programming there. That programming will include all of our interactive didactic kinds of work, and it will also be a larger hub where all of our workforce development programming that requires large equipment can be housed.
And where is that located?
It is located on West 26th Street in Erie.
And when did negotiations of that lease begin?
Probably in February.
Do you know?
I don't know the exact date. It was probably February. It must have been February. It wouldn't have been January. It wasn't in March. So it had to be sometime in February.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that there were no negotiations at the time that this board voted to hold a formal hearing in this matter late last year?
Not at that location, but we had tried to lease a number of other facilities in Erie County. Each one of those conversations came to an abrupt halt because people told us that they did not want to get into the middle of the conflict between the Erie Community College and the Northern Pennsylvania Regional College, and so they would not continue those conversations.
Would ask that that be stricken as hearsay and not responsive. I'll move on.
I'm going to just respond that she answered the question directly as asked.
By the way, do you quarrel with Dr. Roy Church's estimates that in Erie County alone, there is a potential pool of approximately 93,000 residents who would be considered as potential for enrollment in a community college setting?
I don't quarrel with it. I think that ultimately when we look at enrollments in community colleges, they typically pull, once they're fully established, 20, 30 years down the road, they're pulling anywhere from 2 to 6% of the local population enrolled in the college.
When he suggests there's a potential realistically of 5,191 full-time equivalent students for Erie if a community college was built, would you quarrel with that general assessment?
It seems to fall within about that 5% range.
Okay. And am I correct that for the 2020 spring semester, NPRC records reflect that Erie County residents who were carrying 12 or more credit hours per semester totaled 5 in number?
I don't know exactly the number for Erie County. What I can say is that January of this year was the first year that the regional college, the first semester, that the regional college was operating independently. Prior to that, we were operating under a collaboration with Gannon University, and all of the students that were going through the program were essentially getting Gannon degrees, but using our model. So as the first semester of us going independent, we made the decision not to do any significant marketing or advertising of our programs, so that we could ensure that the students that did come into the program in that first semester, that things would go smoothly, and any problems that we might have in that initial operation could be addressed in a manageable way.
Let me go back to my question. If I were to tell you that NPRC has provided information that there were only 5 Erie County residents who matriculated in the spring of 2020 with 12 credit hours or more, would you have any reason to challenge that data?
I don't keep track of the number of students based on the number of credits. I look at overall enrollment. You have to go back to try to get this in. And I don't look at how many are full-time and how many are part-time. In community colleges, what I can say is that only about 1/3 of students are full-time, and that's nationwide. So if there's low numbers of full-time students, that would not surprise me, but I cannot attest to what those numbers would be.
Okay. I don't want to. If I were to tell you under cover letter dated May 23, 2020, NPRC, through its right-to-know officer, advised us that there
I'm going to object that these records were, it was determined at the outset of the hearing that the records that are being referred to will not be submitted into evidence, and I believe it would be inappropriate to allow Mr. Cooks to ask questions of a witness regarding exhibits that are not in the record.
2 things, Your Honor. 1, we sought to introduce him affirmatively in our case. That is not my purpose. This is cross-examination, and I'm using documentation from NPRC's own files, their own production of information, which we received. Oh,
Continue.
Please, oh,
Continue.
Thank you. Thank
With
you.
all due respect, we don't have the document in front of us, and it's unfair to the witness to try to respond to a document that she's never seen.
That's, with respect, that's disingenuous. It was provided to you previously as part of the application for leave. It's NPRC's own document.
With all due respect, it's not disingenuous. It's not in front of the witness, and this board has determined that they don't want to see it.
Oh, they don't want the board to see it. I think the board made a ruling it was not substantive evidence that could come in Erie's case in chief. This is cross. I think the chair has ruled. Ma'am, if I were to tell you that in response to question 11, asking how many full-time students, meaning 12 credit hours or more, that matriculated from Erie for the spring of 2020, it was 5, would you have any reason to dispute that information as provided by your employer?
I can't answer that question. I already told you I don't know those numbers based on full-time or part-time enrollment.
Okay, would you be able to...
You can present the document if the witness needs to refresh her memory.
Thank you. May the witness please look at what had originally been drafted as Exhibit EC, that's Erie County 34.
I'm going to object that this is the exact document that the board determined is not evidence in this case. And we'll have to take a minute to find it.
I'm not moving it into evidence. I'm using it for cross-examination. Absolutely proper. Give him a minute to find it. Please take a moment and find it. We'd like our time to spend. No, I'm going to be done anyway.
3 minutes. Mr. Cooks, Erie County 34, the exhibit that, the supplemental exhibit that was excluded from the record, that's the one you want us to look at?
Sure, that's the one. Do you have it, Doctor?
Not in a format that I can read it.
Well, it was provided in hard copy.
Yeah, it's just trying to make it a little bit bigger on the screen. Be with you in 1 second. Page, Mr. Kutz?
Well, let's start with page 1.
Okay, but the question was specifically to an exhibit to the.
Let me ask you this. Go to response number 11.
What page is that?
In fact, I'll take you to 13. Request number 13 was records identifying the number of your students in the 2019-20 fiscal year end that are carrying 12 or more credits a semester. And if you will look at the response for 13. Do you have that in front of you?
No, not yet.
We're doing our best. There's no page numbers on here.
Okay, you got to go to the response for your NPRC's response to 13 is the one we're looking for. Do you have it in front of you now?
Is there, Mr. Cook, is there an attachment number that could get us closer to it?
Yes, 13.
What page is it?
All right. Okay.
Okay. Now, this is a document produced. You recognize the logo at the top, Northern Pennsylvania Regional College, Doctor?
Yes.
And this is from your employer, Northern Pennsylvania Regional College enrollment data. And I'd like to take you down to the second box, which says it identifies each semester, and then it identifies Erie County students carrying 12 or more credits for various terms running from the fall semester of summer 2018 up to the spring of 2020, correct?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that for the spring of 2020, where we've been just now, according to NPRC records, only 5 residents from Erie are carrying 12 credits or more?
Yes, and I think I also told you that we had not done any marketing in Erie County up until after January start. So we did not expect a large number of students.
Excuse me, you have 3 minutes, 3 minutes left.
Thank you. And in the fall of 19, apparently, even though you didn't market, you had 11, correct?
Correct, and that's because we were still operating under the Gannon agreement and all of the programs were accredited and therefore transferable, which made them more appealing to students.
So when the application was pending before the board in the fall of 2019 and NPRC and Mr. Scarlatti opposed this, you were not adequately serving the needs of Erie County, were you?
We are a startup college. Colleges do not start fully formed. They don't just appear from the sky and have everything in place. It takes a lot of time to build a college from the ground up. There are over 280 federal and state laws that have to be complied with. You have to build all of your policies, all your curriculum, hire all of your employees. That doesn't just happen in the first year or two. So we've been operating, we're now in our 3rd year of just getting started. We are starting to have built the foundation on which the college is formed. And now we are beginning to expand our offerings because we have that foundation in place.
Is your answer to my question yes or no? At the time that you opposed the application in the fall of 2019, do you believe you were adequately serving the needs of all residents of Erie County?
I did not have anything to do with the opposition of that.
That's all the questions I have. I have
Thank you.
no further cross, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, we'll now move to closing statements. I'd like to recognize Mr. Hall and Mr. Santucci for a closing statement on behalf of the Northern Pennsylvania Regional College and Senator Scarlatti. Staff will begin timing the 5 minutes allocated to you for closing statements now.
Chairman Farmer White, if I could, we would like to move for admission of NPRC exhibits 1 through 10 and Senator Scarlatti exhibits 1 through 14, with the objection to the exclusion of Scarlatti exhibit 15 noted for the record.
No objection. And on behalf of the applicant, we would move for admission of Erie County hearing exhibits. I think they've all been identified, save 1 or 2 that are already of record with the board. For example, the PowerPoint presentation of the Department of Education. So that would be our exhibits 1 through 33, Madam Chair.
No objection, ma'am.
And on behalf of Empower Erie, I would ask that all exhibits that had been marked, again, they were all matters either of record. I understand that Exhibit 14, which was that Garner economic report, had been excluded, so we would move forward. We understand it's already been ruled on, so we ask for admission of 1 through 13 of Empower Erie, Madam Chair.
Okay, you can admit them.
Thank you.
Shall we proceed with closing arguments, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Thank you. On behalf of
Your
Senator
5 minutes will start now.
Thank you. On behalf of Senator Scarlatti and the NPRC, we want to thank you for the opportunity to participate in this important decision-making process. Thank you for your thoughtful deliberations and the patience that you've demonstrated throughout this process, and thank you for listening to us for the last 2 days. While we were certainly disappointed that we were restricted in our ability to provide important testimony and evidence on the difficult question that you're going to need to make, we do believe that there is plenty of evidence for you to conclude that Erie County already has a community college, the Northern Pennsylvania Regional College, and that Erie County's needs are being adequately served. At the beginning of the hearing, we told you that you would hear testimony and evidence that the approval of the Erie County application would conflict with the plan for higher education in the Commonwealth, and therefore the application must be denied. The plan for higher education in the Commonwealth is set forth in the school code and the decisions of the Pennsylvania Department of Education. The plan for higher education in Erie is for the NPRC to serve as its community college. Approving another community college conflicts with this plan, and therefore the application should be denied. Testimony and evidence established that Erie County does not have a sufficient population to sustain enrollment for the proposed college. Erie County is already served by a number of colleges and universities, and counting the same student population does not paint an accurate picture of the available student population. Erie County is already adequately served by institutions of higher education, and we are not just talking about the NPRC. There are a number of well-established and quality higher education student institutions in the region. The proposed core offerings are duplicative and unnecessary. The NPRC is providing not only degree programs, but also the critical workforce development programs that have been proposed. The NPRC has 5 physical locations in Erie County, and it has a dean and a steering committee dedicated to addressing Erie County's needs. And the NPRC is a heartbeat away from accreditation. Despite the fact that many higher education institutions are in trouble, facing declining enrollments and upside-down budgets, the NPRC is thriving. Its unique, flexible model allows it to adapt to the changing needs of the community and the students that it serves, all while maintaining low tuition and fees. Under this model, everyone is reaping the benefits of the hard work that so many put in to create the NPRC. The General Assembly, the leaders of the NPRC, and the leaders of Erie County who saw value in the NPRC model and opted to participate in its service territory. All of these groups deserve credit for the NPRC's success, and the NPRC is just hitting its stride. Don't set it back. Do not approve the application, which will divert students from the NPRC, divert funds from other educational institutions in the Commonwealth, and divert taxpayer money from other important causes. We certainly understand the needs of Erie County, and we respect the way that the county leaders have fought for what they believe in. But this is a unique opportunity for this state board to turn away from the way things have been done in the past and embrace a new, cost-effective delivery model that is scalable, agile, and ready for reaching underserved populations. You have been presented with a great deal of data, information, figures, graphs, and some arguments. As you consider the important decision you need to make, we also encourage you to rely on some common sense. Common sense tells us that Erie County does not need 2 community colleges. Common sense tells us that colleges and universities throughout the United States are struggling and some are even failing, and that includes those right here in Pennsylvania. Common sense tells us that approving a second community college in Erie County doesn't make sense. Erie County, by its own choice, is already being adequately served by the NPRC. Erie County does not need a second community college, and therefore, we respectfully request that you deny the application. Thank you for your time and your attention.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to recognize Mr. Winfield, Mr. Kurtz, and Mr. Hittinger for a closing statement on behalf of Erie County and Empower Erie. Staff will begin timing the 5 minutes allocated for you for your closing statements now.
To the honorable members of this board, many thanks for yesterday and today. Everyone will ultimately go into session, talk, and it's abundantly clear to me. Many of you come with bents on this. I appreciate that. But I ask you to do your fiduciary duty, your governmental duty, and make the right call on your vote. If you were to tell me that education has become a political football, I'd go, say what? But that's exactly what's occurred. Apparently, Tom Wolf's wrong when he thinks this community college is a good idea and needed. And apparently the Department of Ed, the experts in education, are wrong when they write a report. And apparently the majority committee of this board that was appointed, when they thought all criteria was met, are wrong. And apparently the Chamber of Commerce, the Erie Foundation, Roy Church, Joe Maloney, and Bishop Brack are just dead wrong. Who is right? It's hard to figure out. The cross-examination of the doctor recently brought this home. The question is not whether NPRC is serving Erie County and its 270,000 residents. Spring semester, how many full-time folks from Erie County? 5. Adequate? A vote against is just not appropriate, and I'm begging you not to do it for reasons other than what this evidence has contained. 3 statutory criteria, ladies and gentlemen. Is the population adequate? No one really challenged Dr. Church on 93,000 available people, but for sure we're looking around 5,000 or 6,000 individuals who would enroll. If you build it, they will come. Now, NPRC may be trying, but let's figure something out. Follow through the testimony. From the moment this application was presented for review in the fall of last year, NPRC had done essentially nothing in Erie County. And if you listen to the lengthy answer of Dr. Fleming, she conceded that. Now that they got to a hearing, they start activating. When did lease negotiations begin for a brick-and-mortar? February, 4 months after this board said, we won't approve you. This is a could've, should've, would've, give me a chance. That ain't good enough. Notice who they didn't talk to on cross-examination. Joe Maloney. Because we got $44 million in this county unrestricted. We don't care what shenanigans occurred on May 28th in the Appropriations Committee of the Senate, pulling an opportunity for funding this year. We're ready to go. As far as the concern that we met with members of NPRC and it didn't work, I laud County Council. What is wrong with asking for fair representation on a board? Gonna be shot for that? A commitment to a brick-and-mortar school get shot for that? I don't think so. The workforce Brick-and-mortar facility is critical. When did they start running it out? They still haven't run it out today, but they are adequately serving the needs. And when they oppose this, adequately serving the needs. This is a Johnny-come-lately effort to try and destroy and alienate 274,000 residents of this Commonwealth, and it stinks, frankly. Try though they might structure this. NPRC is not a community college. There's no community supporting it. The school code says you were supposed to provide the ability to serve the underserved. The Rural Regional College
you have
Act,
1 minute left.
the Regional College Act did not supplant or amend, and I never heard Mr. Mahon say that. Arguendo, its conceivable relevance. NPRC claims it adequately serves. I've heard that 15 times. I suggest 5 people out of 274,000 is not adequate. All these people have supported us from the governor on down. If you say no, you will be telling the people of Erie County you're not counted. We don't think you can do it. We think because of this regional college, you got to hang tight and see if they will ever get there. You heard Kathy Dowcamper today tell you. She heard the President Naren say many times, we're not interested.
Okay. Thank you. Your time is up, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, board members, we will take a break and reconvene at 10:20. Okay, we're ready to get started. The next portion of our agenda is designated for question and deliberations by members of the State Board of Education. With respect to the questions that may be asked, the board must consider the following. One, the needs of areas adjacent to the areas to be served by the community college and the state with respect to higher education and long-range plans established by the board. Two, whether the local sponsor has a sufficient population to sustain at least the minimum enrollment. Three, whether the local sponsor has sufficient wealth to financially support the college. Four, whether the local sponsor is not adequately served by established institutions of higher education and higher learning. And five, whether the plan contains estimates of cost and proposed capital investments. Questions should be confined to illuminate these topics and should focus on matters which were discussed during the witness's direct testimony. Each member will be allotted 3 minutes to ask questions of witnesses related to the legal arguments presented during the hearings. Members may cede their time to their colleagues. I will call on members alphabetically to present questions. Members should identify the individual to whom the question is being directed. So let's begin with Mr. Agris. Mr. Agris?
Okay, I unmuted, I'm sorry. Yes, yesterday, I believe it was Mr. Maloney, our CPA, talking about gaming money. And I was just a little concerned after reading March the 1st, there was a letter from one Carol Lowell, who served for 24 years on Erie County Council. And I don't know Carol Lowell, other than this was part of the documents we were sent. But it's a 2-page letter, and I'll just go through 2 or 3 items I've highlighted. Her concern and mine is the residents and taxpayers of Erie County are already paying for the community college. They don't know they have, and so forth. There was $1 million in the library budget, also $2 million being paid out to the grants to other organizations to help with human services for our county. This was all gaming money, and now it is drawn out of the general fund. I guess my concern is that gaming money, will it be there? The other part of my concern was about 3 months ago, there was a panelist, Lee Williams and Karen Molcheno, got a notice from one LL McMonigal. I don't know McMonigal, but it's references to an article in a November the 13th published in the Erie Times. And specifically what that was, just to read a couple sentences, says on November the 13th, 2019, the Erie Times News published an article about the cost of community college. The article stated, quote, the county's revised application projects more than $5.7 million for operating costs in the first year. These costs would increase to $7.8 million by the 5th year. Regarding the physical location, quote, the state and county would split about $4.6 million in capital costs, or $2.3 million each between year 0 and year 5. And the last sentence or two, that says, here's the kicker. The article states, quote, Erie County anticipates that it would begin building its campus in the 7th academic year. The plan calls for a student center, a cultural center, library, and parking for students and faculty. If the county builds a new 140,000 square foot academic building, it would cost $265 per square foot, or $37.1 million that is estimated. And then finally, in the 10th year, a 10,000 square foot student center would be built at a cost of $2.65 million according to the plan, unquote. That's a total of 37.1 million. Now, I guess my concern is the gaming money. That is not 100% guaranteed, and I'm concerned.
Okay, Mr. Agris, your
Yes.
time is up.
Okay, thank you.
Next, we have the Honorable Carol Achel. Carol?
Madam Chairman, I will yield my time.
Okay. Next, we have Dr. James Barker.
Thank you. My question centers around also the finances. It's what I'm hearing is that from the county executive and from others that there is money above and beyond the gaming money so that it's not tied to the gaming money, number one. I just want to verify that. Number two, enrollment. If in fact there are only 5 students and there's a potential of 5,000 to 6,000, why is it not possible to have both entities servicing different students who have different needs in different locations? So there is clearly room, from my perspective, for education to occur through Erie's Community College. It's critically important that in Erie, Pennsylvania, where the poverty level among African Americans is one of the worst in the United States of America, that we begin to provide opportunity based on the local needs of the community.
Dr. Barker, your time is up.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Nathan Barrett.
Is that 3 minutes?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This question is for Empower Erie. I'd just like some clarification on the 5 out of 6 programs, the redundancy piece.
Dr. Church. Can you answer that, Dr. Church?
Please restate your question.
Yes, sir. The redundancy piece, I'm hearing today that 5 out of the 6 programs are very similar in nature. Can you explain the difference?
Yeah, you know, I don't have in front of me NPRC's curriculum and their design. What I can tell you is that the Erie County Community College plan has defined 10 pathways that lead to employment opportunities currently available in Erie. And what we've done is designed programs, certificates, degrees, and coursework to get students to completion that enables them to get that employment. Now, there are lots of other opportunities that are in the Erie environment that have names that are similar. Accounting is offered by every institution. English is offered by every institution. And so there is some warranted duplication. And I suspect that in the NPRC specific offerings, there are course titles that are very similar and program titles that would be similar. The question is, who is going to be served by the 2 programs? And I continue to argue that the preponderance of students in the urban core need to be able to go to a comprehensive community college campus, get access to a wide variety of instruction and support services and facilities, including laboratories, particularly those that are computer-based, computer-aided manufacturing, information technology, a variety of those fields that prepare people for current jobs. Now, I haven't heard that NPRC has the scope of offerings to be able to duplicate that delivery. And I don't know that it's there. So I don't think there's unwarranted duplication. And I do agree that there is room for both institutions to serve students in Erie County and still not meet the overall need.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, may I remind members to keep your, to be brief so that the witnesses have time to answer. So next we have Dr. Bracy Green.
My question is first for Nicole Parker, and if I run into Dr. Achol's time, I'd appreciate it. Nicole, I am asking if you had any concern about response bias in the telephone interviews that you conducted.
No, I did not. When we set out the sample plan for this, we went according to the U.S. to the census demographics at the time, and we did collect a sample that was representative by race and population. And just to make sure, because in my experience in doing market research like this, we did specifically go out and reach out to populations that may not respond to a telephone survey. So we did reach out to the African American community specifically, as well as men who were unemployed in the Erie County market to make sure that they could respond.
May I follow up with this, because it feels like this has been danced around. In a community where the demographics are showing that the community is 85+% white, is it expected that the disproportionate number of minorities will be statistically significant in Erie Community College? People keep dancing around urban core. Who's the target market for this community college?
They had 3 target markets. I think when you look at the geography of Erie County as a whole, you know, we have that rural piece, you know, when you go down to Corey, but the demographic of the city of Erie is there's a greater preponderance of people of color. And that is one of the groups that we're trying to reach. And, you know, just speaking candidly from Minneapolis today, Erie and Minneapolis share something unfortunate in common. We have a real race issue, and it's an education and a race issue.
May I ask you one other question then, because I know my time is short.
Sure.
Did you, because I saw your expertise as in the number of economic impact statements and studies that you've completed.
Yes.
Did you include data from the SEDS or consider the SEDS as part of the projections of the types of coursework that would be offered through Erie County Community College? And then SEDS is a community economic development strategy for those of you who don't know.
You know, I did not do that as a part of our study.
Okay. Can I ask one more question to one more person, Chairwoman, or should I move on or hold my questions?
You know what, hold your questions unless someone else cedes their time and we can come back. Okay.
Thank you.
Dr. Carnicella.
Hi, I had a question concerning population. We kept hearing there was an adequate population. What was the baseline number an area had to have that could sustain a community college? If anybody knows that off the top of their head from your reports?
Roy?
Well, the Department of Education report delineates 3 methodologies that they use to estimate the enrollment that could be expected from a population base that was sufficient.
Okay, no, I just wondered if you had a total number of people. Lehigh Valley has 812,000 people, and Harrisburg has over 1 million. They get 1,000 to 2,000 new enrollees a year. Erie, after the first wave, is hoping for 50 people. If you take the 7.8 million that it's going to cost to run the school divided by 50 new students, that costs $67,000 to educate those students. So I was just wondering, that might be a question for Mr. Maloney. As a CPA, it doesn't make sense to me to pay wherever the money's coming from, $67,000 per student. My other question was, is the high school attendance rate in the area indicative of not having a good workforce? If somebody can speak to that, I know your attendance rate is about 47% in your high schools. State average is 87%. I don't know if anybody can speak to that being part of the issue of not having a good workforce. I have another question, so if you guys don't have the answer quickly or at your hand disposal, that's okay.
We have an answer.
Okay.
I don't know where you get 50 students, but that's not the correct.
It's in the report. It's in the report that they're hoping for 50 new students from Erie County.
That's NPRC's figures.
No, it's in Erie County. I can go back and find it in the binders.
It's 500 students.
Okay. And my final question was, why in the report?
I object. The witness, can someone answer the question? Was there a question? He's trying to answer it, and he's not being allowed.
That the number of people wasn't my question. It's in Erie County's report that they're hoping for 50 new enrollees per year. That wasn't my question. My question was concerning the $67,000 it would take to educate them.
That's not correct. It's $11,034, and that's on right in our Exhibit B.
Okay, I just took 7.8 million for the operating budget and divided it by 50 new students. Real quick, my last question is, I wondered why in the report, the one semester at the community college was listed as a cost of around 3,000 something. That was compared to a 4-year education at Mercyhurst, or let's say the Great Lakes Institute of Technology. It was not compared to one semester of their 2-year program, which is around $989 or $3,000 per semester. So I know we're on the MPRC, but there was other information in that report that I wondered why we compared one semester cost to a whole 4-year degree. Why wasn't it semester to semester compared?
Time is up. We need to move on.
Okay. If anybody has more time, let me know. I have a lot more questions.
And I would only ask that the witnesses be allowed to ask the question first.
Okay. Ms. Dungy Glenn. Ms. Dungy Glenn.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Just point of information first. This is a round of questions. Will we also have a chance for additional conversation or deliberation amongst the board after the round of questions?
Yeah, we will have an executive session following questions.
Thank you. My first question is to Dr. Fleming, and this is just for clarification. I wasn't clear about enrollment. For the fall of 2019, can you say how many students were enrolled in NPRC, and then how many students were from Erie County were enrolled in the fall of 2019? Dr. Fleming?
In the fall of 2019, we had about 89 students in our academic programs. I'm not sure the number from Erie County. I want to say it was upper teens, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe 20. We also had students in workforce development programs.
I'm just asking your total enrollment. However you figure your total enrollment, give me that number, please.
We split it out by academic and workforce development. They run on different cycles, so it's very difficult to aggregate them all at the same time. For workforce development programs, we have had about 364 students enrolled in our workforce development programs over the last 2 years.
Okay, so that's not fall of 2019. So, but that's, thank you. I just need to move on because I don't have a lot of time. You also mentioned in your testimony, Dr. Fleming, an Erie County Advisory Council. Could you tell me how many members are on that council, and if you could give me a sample of their affiliations, what business or community organizations do they represent?
They represent GCAC, the Greater Erie, I'm trying to think what it stands for. There's GCAC, the school district, the Erie City School District, the superintendent is on that board. We have a member of the Erie Regional,
okay, I'm sorry, we need to move on.
Yeah. Is my time
Pardon
up?
me?
Is my time up?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. Dr. Gunnar Smith.
Yes, I would like to ask Dr. Fleming just a follow-up question about enrollment. So in a typical community college setting, or students who are seeking associate degrees or 2 years degrees, can you tell me what proportion of them are full-time students versus those that are most often part-time students?
About a third of our students are full-time. Again, with workforce development, that's hard to estimate because those programs are often short-term. So looking at just the academic programs, those are about a third, and then the workforce development is really, most of them are part-time, although occasionally we do run programs that require full-time attendance.
I yield the rest of my time.
Dr. Keeling.
I would like to cede my 3 minutes to Dr. Carnicella. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Carnicella.
Should I finish now?
Yeah, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, Nicole, these questions were for you. Did you say you guys polled 503 people?
Via telephone, yes.
Okay, and that was out of the 272,000?
We purchased a random sample list of all of Erie County population, yes.
Okay, so that's like 0.0018% of the population. I hated statistics in school, but I just find that hard to believe that was statistically significant because it's 0.0018.
When you're doing research, there's a magic number. It's 385.
385.
385 gets you a statistically valid sample.
Okay.
We're not conducting a census. We're conducting a strategically planned survey that gets us the data we need.
Okay. And are you aware in your report of why Triangle Tech closed in the area?
I believe I'm not recalling why they closed. I'm not. I just know that they did.
Okay. People had mentioned people in the area wanting to get a leg up. So is there, and again, just your opinion, if they want to get a leg up, why not take advantage of what's there currently, even if it's not funded by the community? Why not go to the NPRC?
Well, I think it's a factor of two things. Currently, what's available in the market in 2-year degrees, not including NPRC in this discussion,
right,
it's really not affordable. You know, a lot of times for-profit schools, while they serve a real need, are more expensive for people trying to get that training.
Even though they said it's $2,300 a semester, and I believe
I was speaking of the for-profit 2 years in the market, and so for the Northern Pennsylvania Regional College, I'll be candid. For some people, that's going to be a great choice for them. They're going to want that kind of education, and some people can thrive in that way, in that type of learning. But other students, as I spoke yesterday, really do need that in-person, face-to-face, day-to-day counseling to get on track that way. So when we did our study, we saw value, given the size of Erie County, of having both. And, you know, we're not trying to blow out their candle. Yeah.
No, but if they're willing to put in bricks and mortar, we don't want to reinvent the wheel with millions of dollars of taxpayers' money. So I agree with you. Believe me, I have 3 children. I had to homeschool the last 2 months. I get it.
Been struggling with that. Yeah.
I get it. But it could also be a wave of the future. Again, being a doctor and a scientist, I get this virus probably better than most, but it is what it is. But if they're willing to make amendments and get the bricks and mortar, we don't want to waste valuable money that Erie desperately needs, and obviously getting their community on track to reinvent the wheel.
Okay, the time is up.
Thank you.
We've got to move on. Okay, Honorable Lally Green.
We can't hear you.
Honorable Lally Green.
She's muted.
Honorable Lally Green. Okay.
Wait, here I am. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yes.
So sorry. This is for Dr. Church. We've been talking a lot about 2-year associate degrees here. Is there a contemplation for an expansion of the community college outreach to 4-year program? And is that relevant to the discussion?
I suspect it's not relevant to the issue at hand. However, I want to reinforce that that over half of the curriculum proposed for Erie County Community College would prepare students for a baccalaureate track program. nationwide, again, half of the freshman and sophomore enrollment in four-year programs is taking place at community colleges. They need to be able to access general education, liberal arts, pre-professional courses in baccalaureate majors at a much more reasonable and affordable and accessible cost. And so transfer is a major function of the comprehensive community college and ought to feed the four-year baccalaureate programs in the county in a significant fashion. As you intimate, there are now 18 states that do permit their community colleges to deliver baccalaureate degree programs in some specialized program areas. Pennsylvania is not one of those states.
I have one more minute. I would like to ask Dr. Church also. We've been talking about disadvantaged populations, and socioeconomic, of course, is a disadvantaged population, but I didn't hear anything about the outreach to the people with disabilities, individuals with disabilities, which I do know that some community colleges make a particular outreach in that regard. Could you just comment on whether that's even been addressed in this process?
Well, it has been addressed, and it needs to be addressed because that is a huge issue in Erie County. And this Erie County Community College needs to provide an array of services and support for students with disabilities. That's got to be a major part of the delivery system because that's an important part of the population.
Thank you. Chairwoman, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you. Senator Langerholt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My question is for Dr. Links. And Doctor, in your opinion and in the review of the record, can the college be supported financially and by the population?
I need to prophylactically object. I think he was precluded from providing expert testimony in
this isn't as expert testimony. And are we not the triers, finders of fact here? I mean, would that not be akin to objecting to a judge asking a question of a witness?
I have made my objection, sir.
I think there are three facts that you have to know that are all related to PDE's decision. First, in 1965, PDE commissioned a study for which community should have community colleges. Erie was included in that. We need a community college in Erie County, no question. Number two, in 2014, the Secretary of Education designated Erie as included in the new legislated community college district. It might not be called a community college, but it exactly is a community college in every way, shape, or form. Erie requested that. The Secretary of Education approved it. You're on record as approving Erie as part of NPRC as the regional community college. Number three, in 2017, the Secretary of Education accepted the NPRL plan or the RRC plan. It included all of the Erie data, all of the facts, all of the population, all of the demographics, all of the college competition, all of the programs, and included brick-and-mortar selections, suggestions for Erie County. Every one of the items that is part of the decision of the state board is included in the plan that the state has already approved. You cannot submit new enrollment requests, new estimates of who's going to come to which program when you already have adopted a plan of action that includes Erie County, that includes all of those demographics, that includes enrollment projections, and that is a college that is in a startup place. You will be absolutely duplicating the services that you're going to provide in Erie County if you approve this application. It's a lovely application. Parker did a great job. Dr. Church did a terrific job. It's a wonderful application. It's too late. They needed to put this application in before 2014 when the Secretary of Education approved Erie as part of NPRC.
Thank you. Any balance of my time, I yield to Dr. Carnicella.
Okay, your time is up. Dr. Perry.
Thank you. Before I go, I believe that Dr. Barker may not have received his full length of time. I believe that he was accorded, or I should say afforded, 1 minute instead of 3. So before I go, I think that should be revisited.
Okay, my mistake, I'm sorry. Yes. So, Dr. Barker, you've got 2 more minutes.
He's muted.
You've got to unmute
Doctor,
there,
you're
Jim.
muted. You're muted.
Okay, sorry. We just heard from Dr. Fleming's his opinion that we should have done this prior to 214 as a witness for NPRC. My question is, who in fact has the ultimate decision as to whether or not this is a community college? Did we not hear that NPRC is not a community college?
I think you speak to a legal issue. Let me simply indicate that in Pennsylvania, community college is defined by statute.
Dr. Links? I'm sorry, Dr. Barker, was your question directed at Dr. Links?
Yeah, I was asking for someone from the Empower Erie group.
It's for you, Empower Erie.
Yeah, sir, it's very simple. A community college is part of the Community College Act. It's expressly defined by statute and criteria. You need a local sponsor, and the community needs to financially support it. That is the focus. That is the goal. There is some state funding. The regional college is totally different. It comes out of different legislation. It comes out of Regional College Act. It is by definition for areas that are rural. There is no need for a local sponsor. There is no need for contribution from the local community.
Okay, thank you. Real, very, very quickly, let me interrupt you. What about this duplication? My understanding is it's a very different offering in terms of the curriculum.
I would like Dr. Church to address that, sir.
It is different in the scope and the scale of the offerings between the two systems. You know, realize that a comprehensive community college authorized under the Community College Act is locally focused, locally accountable, and locally responsive. All of the available resources of the college are spent on meeting the needs of learners in that local community, whereas NPRC has 9 counties to serve. They only have about half of the population that they serve in Erie County. So they are not locally funded or not locally controlled and not necessarily locally responsive.
So would you say that
Okay,
the purpose of the community colleges have
Dr. Barker,
okay, thank you.
time is up. Okay, Dr. Perry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Kutz, this is for you or one of your witnesses. Concerning the beginning, when NPRC and Erie were negotiating, you made it clear NPRC formally broke off negotiations through their letter. However, Mr. Santucci brought forward testimony, particularly through Dr. Fleming, that Erie's negotiated demands were outside of what the accreditor would essentially allow. After NPRC broke off negotiations, why didn't Erie rethink their approach and attempt to further the discussion in some way?
Yeah, I would be happy to answer that, but I believe Her Honor, Ms. Dalkamper would be the appropriate person. Doctor?
Thank you for that question. When negotiations were broke off by NPRC, it was because they could not negotiate further on. Again, a negotiation goes back and forth. And so to your point about the testimony of Dr. Fleming in terms of the accreditation, that was never discussed within any negotiations between NPRC and Erie County. So the first time I heard any concern about that was yesterday. And so that wasn't even a consideration. But NPRC was unwilling to continue to negotiate back and forth on the issues of governance, on the issues of a brick-and-mortar facility and how that would be operated, on the issue of the funding piece, and on the issue of scalability. And those continue to be the things that we had built a framework, but we had to fill in that framework. And they walked away. They just believed that they needed to go on and continue their mission. And I, actually have great respect for them and what they're doing. But there is plenty of room in this community for both the NPRC and a true Erie County Community College with a brick-and-mortar facility.
Thank you. I reserve the rest of my time to be shared with someone else should I make that decision. Thank you.
Representative Soni. Representative Soni?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you. I would like to ask Joseph Maloney, are any of the gaming funds which are to be used towards this proposed Erie County Community College available today?
Yes, they are. There's $7.4 million in a fund balance that could be appropriated by the county executive, certified by her today, and appropriated by the county council next week.
And I have a question would be, characterize the mission of NPRC and the mission of the proposed Erie County Community College to be one and the same. In other words, are they both looking to do the exact same thing?
I'm sorry, who's the question for, Mr. Representative?
Lindsay.
Dr. Links?
They are actually going to do exactly the same thing. They're approaching the problem slightly differently, but they are planning to do exactly the same thing. The only reason that, and I testified to that briefly yesterday before I was cut off, the only reason you have a difference between these is, as the council provided, there is no local sponsor in the NPRC. But effectively, what the state has done is approve a state community college. So what you have is very similar to the Ohio situation, in which there are individual colleges that are effectively community colleges that serve individual locations, at least as I understand them, and there are parts of the state that are served by a state community college. Where there is, and in Pennsylvania, the reason for the NPRC legislation is because each of the rural counties that was originally part of this activity did not have enough people by themselves, did not have enough money by themselves, and as a consequence couldn't be a supporter under the official Community College Act. So de facto, the legislation that fits the RRC effectively allows for the localities to have a community college that couldn't otherwise support one. And Erie elected to be part of that group.
I will yield any further time.
Okay. Dr. Williams.
If Dr. Barker isn't finished and he would like to take my time, I cede it to him.
Thank you.
I do as well.
Thank you.
John, I do as well.
A question for the group from Erie. The question is, we keep hearing it's a duplication, and yet I hear it's not a duplication. Could you again explain the difference in both the form and the delivery of education per the Erie's Community College?
Let me take a shot at that. the duplication is not as much in the content of the curriculum, because both institutions do propose to deliver associate degrees and certificates. Those offerings are delivered to meet the needs of particular groups of students. Now, in the comprehensive community college, with a full service campus, you have the opportunity to build a success culture around at-risk students in particular. And in Erie's case, the urban core has some peculiar needs to provide opportunities for effective instruction and support for students that have grown up in family situations that have not had success in education before and have issues of poverty to deal with and need to be able to go to a full-service campus, be surrounded by a cadre of full-time faculty, specially trained in working with them to lead them to success, and then following them through to enrollment and to employment in the critical jobs in our community. So it's a meeting the needs of a broader range of students and a deeper range of students, many of them who have some developmental or remedial needs in order for them to be successful in collegiate programming and completion.
And Bishop Rock would like to supplement, if I may. Bishop Rock would like to talk to that point.
Yes.
Absolutely. Dr. Church has indubitably hit the nail on the head. Let's not dance around the issue. You're talking about African Americans in a very, very poor demographic. I've been in Erie for 40 years. I have never seen NPRC reach out to the African American community who has been marginalized historically. Let's not dance around the issue. Please excuse my passion. But I've been on the front line for 40 years in this city. And there has not, to this point, been a concerted effort to reach the marginalized community to prepare them economically and intellectually for the workforce. This is what the community college, the Brick-and-Mortar Community College, will be prepared to do. The other institution has not, let me emphatically say that, has not reached out to the African American community or the Hispanic community whatsoever. I will state my reputation on that. Let's get to the truth of the matter. Not playing politics. This is a moral issue. I can bring 100 pastors in here to testify to that reality.
Okay, thank you.
Your
Question.
time is up. I will cede my time to Dr. Bracy Green. I think she wanted some more time.
Thank you. This question is for Dr. Fleming. You testified yesterday that the negotiations with the Erie County Community College broke down because the moving forward from NPRC status jeopardized potential accreditation. And I was looking at the MOA again this morning, and it's very clear on page 677 that NPRC was allowed opportunity to move forward at free will to expand into Erie. So I'm trying to, can you please clarify for me what exactly in the negotiations jeopardized your ability to secure accreditation? I'm very curious about that.
So they were, the second MOA required substantial control, or I don't remember the exact language, substantial control over curriculum, faculty, facilities, and equipment. That's not acceptable by a regional accreditor.
So I'm sorry, so the MOA that I'm looking at on NPRC's exhibit page 677, item 2, that says that nothing in this agreement shall be interpreted as limiting NPRC's ability to open and maintain educational delivery sites and facilities in Erie County. something in that language made you feel that you were prohibited from expansion in Erie County?
No, not in that MOA. That was the original MOA that we had agreed to and that our board had authorized our president to sign. It was the second MOA that came forward from the county council that is NPRC Exhibit 5. And that had language specifically that said that they had, let's see if I can find it here.
No, you're fine. If you answer the question, if it's the second exhibit, I'll look at that. I just wanted to ask Dr. Church one quick question. And Dr. Church,
Yes, ma'am.
I went to Oberlin, so it's nice to see you in the room.
Wonderful.
One of the questions I have for you is, what is the normal length of time for a community college to secure accreditation? I know that NPRC is not accredited. They're in that process. How long does a traditional brick and mortar take to become accredited in the programs that you all have presented for consideration?
Yeah, NPRC, as I understand it, is applying for accreditation as a specialty college, and so they're going through the Middle States progression. A comprehensive community college would have to go through the very same process. So there's basically the three-step process that Dr. Fleming described earlier. Preceded by seeking approval from the state of Pennsylvania to authorize delivery of degrees. Then there's a pre-candidacy process, there's a candidacy process, and then full accreditation. And so we would envision in the first 3 years reaching that status of the pre-candidacy approval, and then be working through the process. You know, it can well take as many as 5 to 7 years, and some as many as 7 to 10 years. So there can be a long process to reach full accreditation by Middle States in the process, and Erie County Community College would have to go through the same steps.
So I guess that's my last question.
That concludes our time. That concludes time. All right, that concludes our Q&A. At this time, I'm going to call for an executive session of the board to consult with legal counsel. The executive session will be conducted on a conference line outside of the webinar. It's the same numbers that you used yesterday. Members, please turn off your video in Zoom and call into the executive session conference line. Parties to this matter and members of the public should remain on the webinar. The board will return to the webinar for deliberations following the executive session.
What is our new phone and number?
No, it's the same one you had yesterday.
Oh, okay. I think I can find that. Maybe not. Karen, are you still there? Karen, anybody there? Jim Agris, anybody there?
Jim Agris, you're going to need to leave the Zoom webinar and dial into the conference call.
Say that again. Say that again, please.
You're going to need to leave the Zoom webinar and dial into the executive session conference call line.
Okay.
Para español,
Karen, this is Stephanie, and it looks like everyone is back in the meeting as was before. So if you would have to unmute, you have to unmute yourself, Karen.
Okay, I'd like to resume our hearing. The next item on the agenda is our action item. And I'd like to remind people of a few things. First, that any action taken by the board during this quasi-judicial proceeding represents an interlocutory order and does not constitute final action of the board. And also, the board members need to have heard the evidence to be able to vote today, and that upon review of the record from the hearing, they may vote when the board considers a final order. Considerations of a final order on this matter, which will include a report of the findings of fact and conclusions of law, will be scheduled during a future meeting of the board. Okay, so at this point, I'd like to call up the Erie County Community College plan. Is there a motion on the plan?
I'll make a motion. I'm going to preface the motion with some determinations that I have personally concluded. I reject that the NPRC is a community college as defined by statute. The Erie population is adequate to sustain enrollment based upon testimony that we heard. The wealth seems sufficient to support it based on testimony we heard. It's clear the NPRC is not sufficiently serving Erie, and Erie in general is not adequately served by other institutions who I don't think we heard about much, if at all. I'll add that personally, I have just tremendous appreciation to all of my colleagues on the State Board of Education for our commitment to deliberations that conclude or that will conclude by voting our conscience. I believe that history will remember our decision today. With that, I move to adopt the Erie plan for becoming a community college. And I will say that I found the testimony of the bishop to be compelling, not just because of his passion, but because of his content. So that's my motion.
Okay. Is there a second? Is there a second to Dr. Perry's motion?
Everybody's muted.
Oh.
Everybody is mute.
Okay.
Wow, that almost fell on my face there.
Yeah, everybody's muted.
Okay. Okay. Can we have discussion on the motion?
Was there a second?
There was a second.
I
Okay.
can't hear any.
Motion, Karen.
Okay, I can't hear anybody.
This is Sandra Dungy Glenn. I second the motion.
Okay. We need to discuss the motion.
Fine, good.
Is there, a lot of people are on mute.
Can you hear me, Karen?
Karen's just sitting there.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm unmuted. All right.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second. Is that where we are?
Yeah, and we need a discussion.
Well, I will just add, in seconding the motion, I agree with and concur with the points that Jonathan has made. What stood out to me in this discussion is the fact that as a board, we have been, and we consistently, during our tenure, have been talking about the need to expand post-secondary attainment and readiness across the Commonwealth. And the fact that still too much of our population, in many areas, over 50% of our population, are not prepared beyond a high school degree. And we know that 2/3 of the jobs are requiring that. And so generally, I'm in support of looking for opportunities to expand those options wherever they are lacking. I think there has been an overwhelming amount of information provided to us from Erie County that, in spite of all the educational programs that are there, there is still a significant part of that population, I would think particularly centered in the city of Erie, that is not being reached. And the focus of this particular effort is to reach, to be locally based and accountable, and to reflect the needs and priorities of the Erie community specifically. And that is extremely appropriate. They have demonstrated their willingness, both from the public and private sector, which again is something that we often laud, that this should not just be on the shoulders of the public, but the private sector stepping up and wanting to be a partner in this. Every aspect of the community seems to have come forward. I've been impressed by the diversity of the argument for a community college. I have not seen that same diversity reflected in opposition. One thing that struck me in the presentation from NPRC was, in spite of the fact that this hearing was clearly about Erie County, they did not bring forth anyone from Erie County to speak to the point that their needs are being adequately served. I was just struck by that. Obviously they can choose to have the spokesperson be who they choose them to be. The report that the Legislative Budget and Finance Committee put out in 2011, as this whole concept of the regional college was being considered, one of the other things that struck me is they identified 22 counties with an adequate population to support their own community college. Erie County was one of those counties that was identified. And so it seems that in terms of the ability to support a community college, it's adequate. In terms of the financial underpinnings for a community college, that's adequate. It seems that, again, it's been clear that the type of programs that are being currently offered there are not meeting all the needs that are present, and this community college has a niche that it's identified that it would fill and meet. And so in terms of the role for us as a state board, they have the Erie County and in Erie Empower have met the appropriate bar for us, and that we should be supportive of their efforts. And I would wish them, and I hope this body will, and I wish them success in carrying out their mission and helping us reach the goal in terms of really moving Pennsylvania forward educationally.
Hi, this is Jim Barker. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I was muted and videoed out at the beginning. I don't know what happened. I want to say I'm pleased that Dr. Perry and Senator Dungy Glenn have proposed the passage of the Erie County Community College. What's unique about this situation is that there is a need for a community-based, invested community college. Given the demographics of the city of Erie, it's a separate, and Erie County are a separate entity than the other rural areas. As was noted, its public schools have approximately over 40% minority students, African American, Latino. It's a very diverse community. Secondly, the reality is that the wealth discrepancy is the highest in the United States between African Americans and white Americans in the city of Erie. Three, the fact is that the educational system has suffered severe trauma from state cuts and others. And the reality is that the opportunity for students, for families to become contributing both as community members, as wealth members, and educated citizenry of the Commonwealth, and particularly Northwest Pennsylvania area, is critical. We know that there's a bimodal population, according to research in the African American population. Those with degrees are doing very well compared to those without degrees. And we would expect the same thing in all areas. So this is a critical time, a tipping point for this board to make a decision to say literally that everyone matters, that everyone deserves a fair and equitable chance to be successful, where merit and hard work will determine their success versus the lack of opportunity which currently exists in Northwest Pennsylvania, particularly Erie County. The Erie County Community College is a critical need, one that will help provide the foundation for a better future for the next generations, which we need in Erie County. I hope you will give it your full consideration. And I understand the financial issues, but you heard that they have the money, they're willing to invest the money, they're willing to do what's necessary. They want to customize it to the population and the needs of Erie County. And that's why it's a unique and a special time to provide for Erie County's community college. Thank you.
Are there any other members who would like on the record of why they support or do not support this motion?
Karen, can you hear me?
Yes.
I think you all know I'm obviously pro-education. Erie is in dire straits. They desperately need help digging themselves out of the poverty level they're in. I don't know from a business owner how spending more money when you're in horrible poverty makes sense. We were charged with four facts that we had to base this decision on, all of which surround numbers, not emotion. I grew up in Erie with my uncle on a boat fishing. I love that area. It's beautiful. It's horrifying to hear the condition they're in. I don't want anybody to suffer in poverty, but there's availability for them currently without spending more money. Our educational system in general would be better off if people took a more business-minded approach to their spending. So again, we're not supposed to vote on this on emotion. We're supposed to vote on four facts that all surround numbers. I understand there's quite a few people in the city of Erie that need educated, but there aren't enough of them to support a school that's going to cost $7.8 million a year to run. So again, I don't want anybody to think I don't care. I care very much. I just don't think throwing more money at a problem is a solution when there's other opportunities available for people.
I would just like to say, with all respect to the comments that have already been made, as an educator, when we look at the messages and so forth that have come down from the Department of Education, especially in recent years, and appreciating the work that they've done, the theme that we constantly hear is collaboration. And I tend to feel like we're in a situation here where we're looking to create a situation that is more of a competition than a collaboration. When we have a structure existing and already in place that seems workable and seems like we could have a community and NPRC partnership I understand based on the information released in the hearings that donations from private entities and organizations can be made into that. I'm just curious as to why that has not been explored, especially when we look at the budget constraints associated even most recently with the COVID-19 situation. I know at the school district level, we're experiencing that, obviously at the state, college, and university level as well. So I guess I would just question, what message are we sending if we say we have a system in place that can serve a 9-county footprint that is in its second year and can be built upon and be continued to improve, and now we're going to insert another institution into that? That seems to be veering off the course of promoting collaboration and working together toward a common goal, which is to better the citizens who desperately need that education in Erie. Like we're moving toward a competition. So those are my thoughts. Thank you.
Jim Agris here. I've got to commend the Erie movement for the preparation of beautifully prepared application support documents. I want to answer a question that Nicole Carnicella asked in the last session about why did Triangle Tech close? I'm probably the source because I'm the chairman of Triangle Tech, 6 campuses in Pennsylvania. We opened up the Erie School 34 years ago, the request of Mayor Lou Tullio. We did it. We're glad we did. It was a good move for Triangle Tech. We moved to larger locations 3 times, from the GCAC building to just to our own building there on Liberty. The population had dwindled. Our enrollments were excellent. We had full parking lots. You couldn't take any more students. Then we lost some major companies in Erie. Hurted not just Triangle Tech, but many others, to the point where just 19 months ago, looking at the numbers and the decline in enrollments, taught the trades. It was the drafting, it was electricians, in-demand trades, but there was a lot of other competition. 2 other similar private trade technical schools closed before I closed Triangle Tech. However, I taught at Triangle Tech. I had to stay open I didn't have to, but I elected to stay open 1 extra month because 1 student did not graduate satisfactorily, so we kept it open for him so he could graduate on time. Now, having said all that, I still feel, as others have indicated, the cost of running this, for some reason I have a fear that I mentioned before, the money coming from gaming, to me, is right now, I just wouldn't I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it forever. I'm sure it's there, but down the road, I just think that things will happen that won't work out, and it's just going to be an increase in taxes for the taxpayers up there that they don't need. So that's my position. I think that Erie just isn't big enough, I don't think, to sustain it. So thank you.
So I'd just like to speak to the motion. I am very supportive of the effort. My major concern and initially going into this was duplication of effort. If you think about the courses that are being offered by NPRC, there will be a lot of overlap. But in hearing from Empower Erie, I think that we are talking about different populations of students that would be able to take advantage of the opportunity of a community college where it is located. And I think also with respect to different types of education that students need versus online versus face-to-face is also another consideration. So regardless as to whether or not, in my opinion, there's overlap with respect to the programs and the courses, I believe that the Erie Community College has the opportunity to reach a different population of students that will value from the opportunity to be enrolled in the community college.
Okay. Well, I'd like just to say that I am in support of a community college. I actually worked at Allegheny Community College for 10 years and understand firsthand the education and support that is afforded to the students. Many of the students are going to be first generation and they need that added support. And I am not convinced that NPRC gives the type of support that that I'm talking about and considering. Also, I agree with Dr. Gunner-Smith that it's a different type of population, and I feel that a community college would fulfill those needs for those students, and especially at the way times are now. So I am definitely in support of this motion.
I'd like to add my comment on the record that I am in support of the motion, and I want to actually build on my colleague Jeff Keeling's point that I too am very disappointed that a collaboration was not the first offering was not successfully executed here. But I think in terms of the 4 facts that we had to consider, whether or not this met the board's plan for access and opportunity, whether or not a local sponsor was there, I am extraordinarily impressed with the broad array and diversity of leadership that collaborated around putting this plan together. And I am, if nothing else, an extraordinary supporter of democracy with a little d. This is a self-determination move. This is a group of people who across all backgrounds and areas of expertise decided that this is something that their community wanted. And I am very, very clear that they've demonstrated a level of fiscal prudence and creativity for the times. I do have a reservation under COVID-19 as an educator, as an expert in research around working with underrepresented groups, that neither institution has really elevated their game to the level that I think will make them as competitive as they could be, but I think that's a work in progress. And I will also go on record as stating, I was deeply disturbed with the suggestion of the machinations to disallow funding for Erie County. I'm not quite clear about how that happened, but this issue around transparency and all of the conversation around that, at the end of the day, this community is requesting support. It's requesting help. There's an opportunity for us to make that decision. And because of the 4 facts that we are allowed to make a decision around, I'm absolutely in support of let that community make a decision to roll the dice on behalf of its own constituents. That's all I have to say.
Is there anyone else?
May I speak one more time to the motion?
Sure.
I think there is some confusion about duplication of services. If you go to Erie, Pennsylvania, there are basically 5 colleges. Many of their services are duplicated, but they service different students. They provide different opportunities and different ways of learning. I think the reality is that Erie County tried to collaborate, tried to have input. It didn't work. So then they did the next best thing, which was galvanize the single greatest community support effort that I have ever seen in a local community to bring a community college to a much needed area. The reality as I see it is this is not about competition. This is about collaboration. There is room for all educators. There are room for all institutions. just as there are multiple colleges in Northwest Pennsylvania, there can be multiple varieties and options for students to choose so that they can customize the learning consistent with their learning style. Not everyone learns the same. We know that. So it's critically important that we give as many options and as many cost-effective opportunities to all students, and thereby increasing the income level, the educational level, and the community's ability to move forward in the next generation. I think it's a real testament to the dedication, as was noted earlier. This is not any single groups. This crosses all financial, racial, ethnic, religious in Erie County. This is a boots on the ground swell effort to improve the lives of those in Erie County. And it's a simple fact that they need this additional option to move forward. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone else?
And if anyone is hung up on the duplication issue, perhaps it's a useful footnote to support your comments to say that there are about 5,000 colleges in America, and there might be some duplication.
Very true.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would go on the record?
Call for the motion.
Okay, before we vote, John, would you please restate the motion so it's clear for the record?
I don't know if I can.
Oh.
I'll try.
Okay.
Apart from the background that I provided, which I don't think we need to reiterate, well, maybe we should reiterate part of it. I'll summarize it to say that I rejected that NPRC is a community college because it's not defined as such by statute, that the Erie population is adequate to sustain enrollment, that we heard testimony that wealth appears sufficient to support it, that NPRC is not sufficiently serving Erie, and Erie in general is not adequately served by other institutions. So I think I said we hardly heard about, if at all, and the rest was sort of dictum. Perhaps we can add something that Dr. Bracy Green shared, which is that generally speaking, it's in accord with the higher education vision for the state, planning for the state. And so the motion with that prefix is for Erie's plan to be supported so that Erie can form a community college.
Okay. So the motion's been moved and seconded. We'll take a roll call vote on the motion. Ms. Jones, would you please call the roll?
I believe that everyone has been muted. I'm not sure, but it looks like that from the hands waving.
Oh, okay.
I just want to let people know that you can unmute yourselves. I am not, this is Stephanie, and I am not physically muting you. You have the ability to unmute yourself. I don't know why you're not able to speak.
Stephanie, just to interrupt you, that's not true. It says that we are muted by the host. So whoever the host is muted.
That is me, and I, here, 1 second. How about this? Try this now.
Now I'm unmuted now.
All right, works now.
Okay.
There we go.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Okay, so I am now going to take a roll, and I would appreciate the members, a roll call vote, the members to say yay or nay.
Madam Chair, point of order.
Yes. I don't.
And this is on the vote issue, Madam Chair. I have a couple of items. One is my understanding that Representative Roebuck will not be permitted
With all
to
due
vote.
respect, the person speaking is not a member of the state board, so he doesn't have the ability to raise a point of order in this matter.
Right.
Mr. Perry is correct as a matter of law.
Yes. Let's proceed with the vote, please.
Thank you.
Mr. Agris,
Nay.
Honorable Achel,
Nay.
Dr. Barker,
He's
Dr.
muted.
Barker, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, strong yes, I was muted, yes.
Mr. Barrett,
Yay.
Dr. Bracy Green,
Yay.
Dr. Carnicella,
Nay.
Senator Dinniman, Ms. Dungy Glenn,
Yay.
Dr. Gunter Smith,
Yay.
Dr. Keeling,
Nay.
Honorable Lolly Green,
Yay.
Senator Langerholk,
Nay.
Representative Roebuck, Representative Sonny,
Nay.
Ms. Farmer White,
Yes.
Dr. Williams.
Yay.
Just give me one moment.
I didn't get a vote.
I apologize. My fault. Ms. Dr. Perry, I apologize. Dr.
No
Perry.
problem. I'm a yay.
And that was a yay, Jonathan. That is 9 yays and 5 nays.
Six.
Okay, the motion
Six nays.
carried.
I apologize. I apologize. My phone is 6 nays and
Kathy.
9 yays.
Okay, motion carries. I thank you for all of your work, all of your hard work. Special thanks to Karen and Stephanie for putting this together. I will see you. I guess we have a virtual meeting scheduled for July. Is that right, Karen?
We will be getting that scheduled. We have not taken that action yet.
Okay. So again, thank you for all your hard work, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the hearing.
No.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Thanks, everybody, for all your work. No matter how you voted, everybody did a lot of work, and I appreciate it. As chair of the committee from before.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.